She left, but I stayed. She left me in silence. No words, no goodbye. Like a shadow at sunset fading from sight. Nah. I searched for her whispers and echoes of night, but all that remained was the hush of the sky. I called out her name, but the wind took it far, carrying sorrow to where memories are. She left me alone, but I did not leave, for love does not vanish, though hearts may grieve. She left me alone, without a last word, no whisper of closure, no echo was heard. Like footprints on shorelines erased by the tide, she vanished in silence, while I stayed behind. I searched in the places where laughter once grew, in echoes of evenings painted in blue. I traced every moment, each promise she gave, but love is a ghost that we cannot save. She left me alone with memories deep that visit my nights, that haunt when I sleep. A voice in the wind, a touch in the rain, a shadow that lingers, yet won't speak my name. The moon asks me questions I cannot explain, why love turns to absence, why hearts bear this pain. But love never begs, it won't plead, it won't chase, it only remains in the empty embrace. In the empty embrace. So I walk in the silence, though weary and torn, a soul without anchor, a heart left forlorn. She left me alone, but still, I remain loving a ghost and calling her name. She left me alone beneath moonlit skies, with echoes of love still trapped in my eyes. She walked away soft like a whisper in air, leaving behind only silence and stare. I called out her name, but the wind stole the sound, carrying it far where she couldn't be found. I reached for her hand in the cold of the night, but all that remained was the absence of light. She left me alone where the memories stay, where time moves so slowly yet drifts far away. The laughter we shared, the words left unsaid, now haunt every corner. They live in my head. I see her in dreams, in the dusk and the dawn, in shadows that dance when the morning is gone. I feel her in whispers, in songs that we knew, in petals that fall when the autumn winds blew. She left me alone, but I did not leave, for love is a prison that won't grant reprieve. I wait in the ruins of what used to be, chained to a ghost that won't set me free. And yet, in the distance, a flicker of light, a promise that pain will fade with the night. Perhaps in the silence, in time I will speak. That love never leaves, it just sets us free. She left me alone, without reason, without sound, like a shadow that fades where the sun meets the ground. One moment she stood, her warmth in my hand. The next she was gone, like a wave on the sand. I searched for her presence in whispers of air, in echoes of laughter that still lingered there. I traced every step where she used to tread, but love cannot breathe where love has been shed. She left me alone in the house we once built, now hollowed by silence, by absence, by guilt. The walls hold her voice in the cracks of the stone, the echoes of moments I now call my own. The moon saw us dancing, the stars watched us dream, but now they look down on a love I speak to the night, but the night doesn't care. It just holds my sorrow suspended in air. She left me alone, but my heart never moved, still anchored in love, in the past that I proved. Still bound to the echoes, the whispers, the light, still searching for her in the depths of the night. But seasons will change, as they always do, and time will erase every shade of her hue. The pain will dissolve like frost in the sun, and one day I'll wake to find it is done. She left me alone, but I will not stay, for love is a river, it finds its own way. And though she is gone, her lessons remain, that love is a fire, but it's also the rain. She left me alone, without a last glance, without a soft whisper, without a last chance. She walked through the door like the tide leaves the shore, gone in a moment, returning no more. I called out her name, but silence replied. Only the walls heard the ache in my cries. The echoes of laughter still danced in the air, yet love is now absent and pain lingers there. She left me alone in a world we once knew, where mornings were golden and skies painted blue. Now the sun seems too bright, the moon hangs too low, each hour feels longer, each second moves slow. I wander through hallways where footsteps once fell, their ghostly impressions too heavy to quell. I reach for a hand that no longer is mine, I chase after shadows that slip out of time. She left me alone, but the memories stay. Their voices too loud, though they're fading away. The scent of her presence still clings to the air, a whisper of jasmine, of love left unfair. Nights feel much colder, though blankets embrace, for warmth isn't found in an empty space. The bed that we shared now feels vast and wide, a kingdom of longing, with no queen inside. She left me alone, but I wait just the same, for love doesn't vanish, it burns like a flame. Though time tries to steal what we once held dear, the heart has its ways of keeping love near. But love is no chain, nor prison, nor curse and longing, if endless, makes sorrow much worse. So I take a deep breath and whisper her name, not calling her back, but setting her flame. She left me alone, but I now understand. Love is not holding, but letting go's hand. Love is not holding, but letting go's hand. Though she is a story that came to an end, her pages remain where my heart will transcend. She left me alone, without reason, without sound, like autumn leaves drifting, no roots in the ground. I reached out to stop her, but silence was there, an emptiness colder than winter's own air. No words left behind, no trace of a tear, just the ghost of her love that still lingers near. She left me alone in the echoes of time, where laughter once played like a soft, steady chime. Now only the walls hold the whispers we spoke, their memory crumbling like dust into smoke. I walk through the rooms where her footsteps once fell, where warmth filled the spaces now vacant and pale. Her scent still resides in the fabric of air, yet she is no longer, she is nowhere. She left me alone with a past I can't leave, with stories half written, with dreams that still breathe. The bed feels too wide, the nights stretch too long, even silence itself hums a tune of her song. The world keeps on moving, but I stand so still, a prisoner bound by the weight of my will, of my will. For love does not vanish, it does not depart, it lingers like embers still warm in the heart. Yet love is not chains, nor burden, nor curse. To hold on to absence just makes the pain worse. So I whisper her name, not begging her back, but freeing her ghost from the weight of my track. She left me alone, but alone I will stand, no longer a soul reaching out for her hand. For love, when it's real, must never confine. If she chose the horizon, then I'll choose the sky. I'll step through the sorrow, I'll walk through the fire, for love is not lost. It is hope, it is higher, it is hope, it is higher. Though she is a story that came to an end, I am still writing. My heart will transcend. She left me alone. Without a farewell, no whispered goodbye. No stories to tell. Just silence remained where her footsteps once lay, like a candle blown out at the end of the day. I stood in the doorway, my heart in my hands, watching her fade like waves on the sands. I called out her name, but the wind took my voice, carrying echoes that had no choice. She left me alone in a house filled with ghosts. Memories clinging to walls like a toast to love that once flourished. The coffee cups rest where she left them behind. Lipstick stains fading, yet frozen in time. She left me alone, but the seasons still turn. The fire still crackles, the love doesn't burn. The sun keeps on rising, though I wish it would stay in the hours before she drifted away. Nights stretch like oceans, too deep, too wide, with nothing but silence to keep me inside. I lie awake, counting the stars in the sky, wondering which one holds the wish she denied. She left me alone, but alone I must stand, learning to live with an empty hand. For love is not something we force to remain. It's a river that flows through joy and through pain. So I take a deep breath and I step through the door, no longer a prisoner of love's distant shore. She left me alone, but I am still here, writing my story beyond all the tears. One day I'll wake and the ache will be gone. Her name just a whisper, her face just a song. The past will be kind, though it cut like a knife, for she left me alone, but she did not take my life. No letter, no whisper, no parting embrace, just the ghost of her touch in this hollowed out space. I searched for her shadow in places we knew, in the rain-kissed streets, in the sky's endless blue. I traced every step where she once walked beside, but love does not linger where love chose to hide. She left me alone where the laughter once stayed, where morning's first light brushed the dreams that we made. Now silence is king in the home we called ours. The walls were the echoes of vanished hours. The scent of her lingers like perfume in air, a cruel, fleeting whisper of love left unfair. Her voice in the wind, her breath in the rain, a song unfinished, a half-written name. She left me alone, but I still call her name, not to bring her back, not to shoulder the blame, but to free what remains of the weight in my chest, to unchain my heart, and to lay it to rest. The moon overhead, so distant, so wise, has seen love depart in so many lives. It tells me to wait, to let sorrow flow, for even the heaviest storm will go. She left me alone, but alone I will stand, no longer a prisoner, reaching for hands that have chosen the sky, the road, the unknown. For love is not love when it's held like a stone. One day I will wake and the past will be kind, her name just a whisper, her face left behind. And though she is gone, my heart will still beat, for love does not vanish. It learns to be free. She left me alone in the quietest way, like a shadow at dusk that just drifts away. No final embrace, no parting word said, just the space in the room where she once laid her head. I woke up this morning still reaching for her, but found only echoes of things that once were. The scent of her lingers in the folds of the air, yet the space where she stood is painfully bare. She left me alone, but the world didn't stop. The sun rose again, though I wished it would not. The seasons still turn indifferent and cold, as if love was nothing but stories once told. I walk through the places where we used to stand, where she traced her love in the lines of my hand. But love, like the tide, will retreat when it must, leaving nothing behind but footprints and dust. She left me alone with the weight of the past, with questions unanswered and shadows still cast. The laughter, the whispers, the dreams we once spun, all scattered like leaves in the wake of the sun. I sit in the dark where her voice used to be, where silence now sings the saddest of keys. And I reach for the echoes, but they slip through the air, reminding me love was never quite there. She left me alone, but I still stand tall, for love does not shatter. It bends, but won't fall. Though time may erase what the heart used to know, the lessons remain in the places we go. So I let go of longing, of grief, of despair, of holding a love that was never still there. I whisper her name, not in sorrow or pain, but to send it away with the wind and the rain. She left me alone, but I will not stay, for love is a journey that finds its own way. And though she is gone, my heart still beats free, for love, when it's real, still belongs to me.